Hey, how's it going everybody? So the weapon I'm taking a look at today is the Great Mace. I've infused it to heavy, and I've brought the Blessed Weapon buff as well as Bountiful Light. So this is going to be kind of like a health regen build with the Cathedral Knight cosplay. I thought that was most appropriate with this weapon. I tried to take a look at what makes it unique. It does use less stamina than some of the other Perseverance type Great Hammers, and it deals pretty good damage. I believe it's like third or fourth in terms of damage for Grey Hammer, so it's surprisingly strong. The real problem with the Great Mace, however, is the limited moveset. So, as you know, the weapon art on this Great Hammer is Perseverance. Perseverance is just okay. I mean, if you're fighting somebody who's got a light weapon, like a straight sword or whatever, you're never going to Perseverance is basically useless against them because they're never going to swing into you. They're basically going to wait for you to put out an R1, and as soon as the R1 has come out, they're going to hit you, and that's it. They're going to roll away. You're not going to catch them with the second R1. You're not going to catch them with the delay or anything at all. So there's almost nothing you can do against straight swords with your R1 and Perseverance. That leaves you the R2 on the moveset, and it's a very boring R2 as well. It's not like the Great Club R2. This R2 is very predictable with pretty limited range, even if you're one-handing it. So your best bet is to have something in your offhand to kind of supplement the bad moveset on Great Mace. I brought Dragon Head Shield, obviously. That's just a really great offhand, kind of like utility weapon shield, whatever you want to call it. It's actually really good if you're fighting a Pyromancer, because they're going to have Fire Surge, and you're just going to use that Dragon Head Shield with the 90% block rate or absorption to block Pyromancer. So really, Dragon Head, of course. You can bring Blessed Castus. I had Blessed Castus. That'll also give you a little bit of that health regen. And then you'll notice I take the Bellvine Chime. That's because mid-fight, I want to be able to recast Blessed Weapon and get that extra AR, and I want to be able to cast it very quickly. I know that you'll get a little more AR if you're using like the Priest Chime, but really it's the speed of the cast that's most important to me, and on this build I don't have any dexterity, so I bring the Bellvine Chime. I take a little cut in the AR, but I also get more AR because I'm getting that Blessed Weapon out in time. So yeah, I try to be very honest about how I perceive the weapons. I think it's very easy to I've seen other YouTubers, they get way too excited over other weapons. They really do. They'll have some build, it'll be a gimmicky build that relies on, one-shotting but you have no armor, or it'll be a gimmicky build that they don't really talk about the weaknesses of the weapon so much. This is a bad weapon, guys. This is exactly what a bad weapon is. It has a promising amount of damage. Like it can two-shot most players, and it is pretty consistently good in invasions where players are a little more crazy. You get a little more average. These aren't the tryhards that you run into in the arena, but in the actual arena, and you got to go up against somebody who's got like Valor Heart or the Dark Lothric Turtle build, or name any of the top builds, and you're going to struggle because you're never going to roll catch them on the Great Hammer moveset. The Great Hammer moveset's too slow. Your R1 can't roll catch, it's too slow. Your R2 can't roll catch on the Great Mace because the range is too limited. And then Perseverance isn't really an attack. All Perseverance can do is make it take longer for them to kill you, essentially. So this, in essence, is a bad weapon. If you're ever wondering, what does theGameconomist think a bad weapon is? This is a bad weapon. There's clearly many good alternatives to this. Great Club comes to mind. Spiked, I believe it's called Spiked Mace, is a really great one. The Leto or Leto, however it's pronounced, Great Hammer is a good choice just because of his weapon art. But yeah, there's a reason you don't see Great Mace very often in PvP. So yeah, not the best weapon, but I can't recommend that you try it, but you might try playing as a Cathedral Knight, and that would be a great reason to use it. For example, I was invading as the Cathedral Knight in the Cathedral of the Deep, and hey, that was really satisfying. There were a lot of players there. When you get out there and you're in your invasions, or you're just helping a host, perhaps you're fighting off invaders, you're not always dealing with the most skilled players who have arena-style dual builds. So yeah, the viability goes way up. So if you're going to use this, I would say stick to invasion, stick to cosplaying a Cathedral Knight if that's your thing. But if you're looking for a competitive hammer, look elsewhere. This is not it. Alright, well thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.